She steps out smooth, got the city on a vibe with that justice in her name. It's where the truth comes alive. From the headlines to the block, she's got her ear to the ground, serving news that's real with a beat and a sound. Word on the street, justice in the air, bringing you the truth like the Caribbean flair. Celebrities and community, big stories and small. Word brings the light so you don't feel the fall. A calm in the storm with that urban kick. She's got style and grace like a journalistic trick. From the heart of the city to the outskirts wild, she captures the world like a camera doll. Word on the street, justice in the air, bringing you the truth like the Caribbean flair. Celebrities and community, big stories and small. Word brings the light so you don't feel the fall. Calling the storm with that urban kick. She's got style and grace like a journalistic trick. From the heart of the city to the outskirts wild, she captures the world like a camera dial. Word on the street, justice in the air, bringing you the truth like a Caribbean flair. Celebrities and community, big stories and small. Word brings the light so you don't feel the fall. She paints a shape that aren't black or white. In the ink of her stories, there's always some light. No matter where you are, you'll hear her call, echoing the truth, standing tall. Word on the street, justice in the air, bringing you the truth like the Caribbean flair. Celebrities and community, big stories and small. Word brings the light so you don't feel the fall.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Theodicy Podcast with your girl Word and of course First Lady OG. You are back in the building. Welcome, Hank. Welcome back, my friend. I'm always so happy to see my beautiful moderator in the building. Yo, yo, yo. I'm happy you are in the building. Y'all already know. First off, I always like to start off with just thanking all of my supporters, all of my subscribers, my bushwatchers, the replay gang. Y'all know I love y'all so much. And last but not least, my beautiful, wonderful moderators. Without you guys, this is not possible. So I'm always just sending out gratitude and gratefulness towards you all for all of the support and keeping me in the algorithm and going back and dropping little comments on the replays. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Y'all already know. I ain't here to stay too long, but you know I'll come back in the building hopefully a little later on. I ain't making no promises, y'all, because y'all already know life be lifing for me sometimes. So with that being said, remember what I always tell y'all. I always let y'all know if y'all can't get some from me, I got somewhere you could go and get it from. So remember to go check out Marta the Smarter 10:01 a.m. right here. She does virtual assists if you are a new content creator or even an existing content creator and you're embarking on new adventures within content creating. Marta the Smarter is where you need to be. If you are a person and tired of working and going out to the job and you want time to be home. She also assists with work from home jobs. So, Marta the Smarter, 10:01 a.m. right here on YT. And if you have any other social media sites, she is definitely on all other social media platforms. With that being said, y'all, I like when the First Lady OG is in the building because she could definitely speak for herself. So, First Lady OG, I'm going to hand you over the mic.
But keeps a low profile, avoiding the Lakers NBA circles. He later became a VP at Simwin
First
Sports,
Lady OG.
but always outside his phone.
Oh, coming. Sorry, guys. I was just looking at that thing you sent me about Magic Johnson.
Yeah, so I was leaving off, passing over the mic to you because I know you like to love on your people as well.
Hillbilly in the building. What up? What's going on, y'all? Peace, love, and light to everybody. Again, I am the First Lady, the voice, visualizing the opportunities for the inner cities everywhere. So definitely make sure that y'all where you at? I'm out here. You already know we out here in the north. We up in the north side, baby. You know, up by New York City area, the 5 boroughs. If y'all know anything about that, whoop whoop. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
next.
She's like, where you at, girlfriend? Lord have mercy. Jail scores coming in, coming in, coming in. It's all good. But anyway, I just want to say welcome to everybody. Thank you once again for Theodicy Podcast, Word on the Street, for having the First Lady in the building. I'm here. We ain't got a lot of time, so we just going to be mindful with the time that we have. And we to it, y'all. We to it. Thank you for coming. Shout out to my boy, Hank the Hillbilly, whoop, whoop. Sonia, if she could make it before we lit. Hey, okay. I'm learning. Oh, see how the alignment is. I actually was called to sing the Star Spangled Banner in Oak, Canada, August 4th. So when I get my Oak Canada together, Hank, I'm gonna sing it for you, and you gotta tell me if it's good enough for me to put it out there in them streets for the people. All right, I forgot to tell you that August 4th, I'm supposed to be singing Oak Canada for a international for my international locals conference, and they asked me to sing "Oh Canada" and the Star Spangled Banner. So now that I know my boys in Canada, that's what's up. So now I gotta get my Canadian family to let me know if I'm doing "Oh Canada" great. All right. So when I get closer and I got it together, we gonna holler about that. Get my "Oh Canada" on. Yes, yes. Okay, okay. All right, y'all. We gonna get to the business, get to the meat and the potatoes. I'm trying to tell y'all, just also always remember that fat meat is greasy. Okay? All right. And if you ain't never heard it, OG said it.
That part, that whole entire part. Oh, Canada's already great. Look here, y'all. Y'all already know, like I told y'all, we are back in the building. Of course, I wanted to come back prior before, but yeah, like I always tell y'all, life be life and sometimes. But I'm here today, and we're gonna do a little catch up. As you guys know, I've been following the Carmelo Anthony case. I definitely have taken on this case in a personal sense. Um, but I steer away from putting my personal point of views into this. For those of you that's going to come in and later on view the video that's not familiar with the case, I'll just give you a brief summary. This case is an ongoing legal case. Carmelo Anthony, which is a 17-year-old from Frisco, Texas, is facing charges related to the fatal stabbing of a fellow high school student, Austin Metcalf, during a track meet on April 2nd, 2025. Anthony was arrested and initially held on a $1 million bond, which was later reduced to a $250,000 bond. He has been also granted that bond alongside other restrictions as such as being on house arrest. Also strict condition in regards to making sure that he stays in contact with the bailiffs of the courts, and making sure that at any point in time, if he has to do anything in regards to using the computer or whatnot, he cannot be on no forms of social media at all. They also denied him the right to walk at his graduation, but he will still be able to collect his diploma. Now, I have a short audio that I'm going to play, and this is of Austin Metcalf speaking on the incident to a spokeswoman in which
He
was
can't
asking
walk
him
across the
questions.
stage.
I'm sorry. Can you say that again, First Lady OG? You sound a bit low.
He can't walk across the stage.
No, they said he cannot walk across the stage. They denied him of that. That was through the
Ooh.
school. The school.
Why? Yo. Like
Based
he
on
still
the
like he
based
still ain't
on
put that work in.
yeah, and based on the charges and everything that's surrounding this case is very emotionally heightened. But I also want people to get an understanding of both parts, because I don't think nobody wants to bury their child, but then also I don't think nobody wants to lose their child to the system when it was something that they were doing in protection of themselves, not knowing that it would have resulted in death. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I just want to drop this short video that I have. Not even a video, it's an audio that I'm going to play for you guys to actually listen to. And like I said, this is of Austin Metcalf, which is the twin brother of Hunter Metcalf, which is the now deceased. And yeah, it's definitely it's sad. It's sad, but I think that when I play this for you all, you'll get somewhat of a better insight of why it's very emotionally triggered, and why I do believe Carmelo Anthony deserves the proper process as he goes through. I don't think that this kid should be put away for life or anything of the sort. But hold on.
Power on. Bluetooth mode. Bluetooth connected.
Let me play this for you guys to hear.
Before I knew his name, now this kid is sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." He's like, "Make me move." Also grabbed his backpack. The kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I look at my brother, and I'm not gonna talk about the rest. No, yeah. Just that's just what I saw. And I try to help him, but
It was just senseless.
Third is Elisa
it was really senseless. Really, I don't know why a person would do that to someone just over that little argument. It's just crazy in this world nowadays how people just up and do that. Like that man has a family. That man has people that care about them all the time, and he did everything for our family too. He was a strong man. He was a strong kid. Mm-hmm. He was strong, and I know I'm strong too, but he's a little stronger. But before I knew his name, now this kid is sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." And he's like, "Make me move."
Now, before I play it any further, I just want to give context. It's a track meet. It's raining. They have tents outside of the school in which the track meet, well, outside of the stadium in which the track meet is being held. And Carmelo Anthony goes underneath this tent to get shelter from the rain so he doesn't get rained on. And he sees an available seat, and he sits down in that seat. And now he's being approached to get up and move. Let me say this better. Why did Hunter Metcalf feel as though he had any right to approach Carmelo Anthony asking him to move? He does not own the stadium. He does not own the tent that was put out there. And because of the rain, the weather conditions, which for the life of me, I don't understand, why would it have been a track meet going on when clearly the news report in Texas, Frisco on February 2nd stated rain all day? Track meet should have been canceled, but guess what? Neither here or there. The track meet wasn't canceled. Why was it imperative for Hunter Metcalf to approach Carmelo Anthony and tell him he needs to move? Why does he have to move? For what? What was the purpose behind that? Now we're going to continue, and I just want to give you guys a little context, and I'm playing it again for the second time.
His backpack, this kid. I
listen to what he does. He grabs his backpack.
I whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I look at my brother, and I'm not gonna talk about the rest. No, yeah. Just that's just what I saw. And I try to help him, but
it was just senseless.
it was really senseless. Really, I don't know why a person would do that to someone just over that little argument. It's just crazy in this world nowadays how people just up and do that. Like that man has a family. That man has people that care about them all the time, and he did everything for our family too. He was a strong man. He was a strong kid, real strong.
And with all due respect,
Okay,
this
with
house
all due
states
respect, but your brother had no
that this
business
kid has a
bullying
family.
this boy.
Sorry, say it one more time.
I understand. With all due respect, like, yeah, it was senseless and nobody had to die. And no, he shouldn't have had to die. But I'm saying when we speaking on what the crazy people in the world is doing, you can't call him being crazy in the world if he's a bully person or he's someone that walks with fear. But at the end of the day, for a person like your brother, yeah, but do you give him strength for the family to help your family? He's not supposed to walk out here amongst the world and act like he's stronger than everybody else and everybody else is beneath him, that they should have fear. Because when I say what I say is what I said. Now I said get up or I'm gonna move you. Like, sorry. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, no.
I
Did he
agree.
deserve to die for that? No, it's not
No,
what I'm
no.
saying. It's
But
not
if
what I'm.
and just how you made the statement, First Lady OG, he stated, it's crazy people. So with even you knowing that, why would you even approach someone in the manner that you approach them? But yet
Exactly.
you stated,
Because your brother fits the ticket for one of them crazy people as well.
but I'm gonna tell you the truth. This particular snippet that I got from me is going to be very telling, just because he contradicted himself. You stated that Carmelo Anthony was mouthing off and being very aggressive. So if Carmelo Anthony was mouthing off and being very aggressive, how how did it give your brother time to walk over to Carmelo Anthony and grab his book bag and he was sitting down? Because if a person is being aggressive and they mouthing off, that means he had to stand up. And now I'm going to be talking directly to you. Now
Right.
me and you going to be back and forth. You ain't, once you walk over to me, I'm already knowing what's going to happen. I'm not going to be sitting down if I'm being aggressive and you approaching me and I'm still seated, and then you're grabbing on my belongings to move me from sitting where I'm sitting. But Carmelo Anthony was being the aggressor. How? He never approached your brother, never asked him to move, never approached him, never touched nothing on his person, nothing of the sort. Everything was of the actions of which your brother did. And we're going to say it again, nobody deserves to die. And this could have been handled in a different way. But it goes back to also the parenting. I'm going to be quite honest, because for him to walk around and feel like very pompous attitude, like he's very entitled, it had started at home.
Exactly. He's strong. He's the one that does everything for house. He's the strong one. But at the end of the day, you don't walk around with your strength as a bully to make other people fear you. That's not what strength is. That's not what that
It
is. So
definitely is
I,
not. And I think that this case should not be indicted. I think that he should be able to walk away from this case scot free
I mean,
or
I mean, but and
consent.
we saying that in the terms of legal legalese. But let's let it be known that this little boy going to live with this the rest of his goddamn life. And
In
what
life.
we saying is that should be enough. That should be it. His
Carmelo
punishment would be to
Anthony
live
is
him.
he's very distraught. I don't even think that he was able to even take in and process everything that happened that day
Because it happened so
until
fast.
right, until everything settled down. And even with that, because even with everything going on, he was so hurt that he did what he did. And then he kept on saying, like, that's his blood, that's his blood. And it was so heart-wrenching because you knew his intent was never to take this young man's life. But from
Nah,
being
but
bullied and being
he wanted to
fearful,
leave him alone, and he wanted him to feel like, you know what? He wanted it to be so, I'm gonna not bother this kid again. That's all he wanted. I feel in my heart. Stick you, poke you, scratch you, whatever, just let you know that, like, hey, don't bother me anymore. That's it. That's all he was trying to say. I really truly feel that.
Power
That's
up.
what he wanted the world to know.
I feel
Believe
like
me.
it's definitely is heart wrenching. And then for me, when I think about certain states, and please, when I'm not trying to downplay
The
Texas
fact that
or the
somebody
people
lost their
of
life.
Texas, but I
Exactly.
do feel that it's still a sense of segregation in certain towns, such as Texas and Tennessee and Mississippi, and they have been embedded and enrooted in this segregation way of life, that to when you look at the justice system, you understand what I'm saying? Like even the way they handled the whole case, you know what I mean? These this kid was defending himself. Now his family has to deal with all types of death threats. They got to deal with people hanging shit on their door. They got to deal with packages being sent. They got other kids that's scared, that don't even want to sleep in their own bedrooms because they scared that something may come flying through the bedroom. You got other people with public platforms that are speaking on the case. And let's make this quite clear. When I'm, for me personally, it's no biasness, because had it been a black boy that got stabbed, I would have felt the same way if it took place the same way. If it was Carmelo Anthony and say it was a Devon Hilton or Devon, whatever, a Devon Williams or whatever, I would have felt the same way, because at the end of the day, self-defense is self-defense, and it has nothing to do with color. But it only becomes that way when people begin to make it that way and promote it. This kid deserves a fair trial like anyone else. Sleepy Rob, welcome to the building. Sleepy Rob, welcome to the building. You know I'm always happy when I see you pull up in the building, my brother. Thank you for pulling up on me and always sending your love. You know I love you, love you, love you. Thank you. But like I said, it is definitely,
Thank Rob. Peace, love, and
it's
light, brother.
definitely. Oh, I'm sorry, First Lady OG. You were speaking to Sleepy Rob?
Yeah, I was just saying peace, love, and light, saluting him back.
Yeah, I just see him walk in the building. So I'm like, oh,
Curtsy,
peace, Sleepy
curtsy,
Rob.
curtsy to you, my brother. Thank you.
And my thing is, he deserves a fair trial. And mind you, this will be a jury trial. So I do hope that the jurors that are picked the right way. Because I will be honest, I feel like the justice system is very corrupted. And if you have the right amount of money, you could get the things you want done in the justice system. And that is just my honest and true opinion. And
I mean,
hope
yeah,
that that
I
gets
feel
that
that.
just due. But I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
speaking on it. I'm gonna keep following the case. And the reason why I'm speaking on it, because his family said they were no longer have any more. They had one press conference. They're not having no more press conference. But for those of us that support the family and keeping this whole case alive and having justice for Carmelo, yeah, let's talk about it. Let's keep everybody's mind open to what's taking place. This is unjust and this is unfair if this kid does not get a fair trial. Period, point blank. They talked about GoFundMe money, all that type of stuff. Well, listen, there's people that raise 2 million, 3 million, 4 million. Listen, it's not even about the money that's being raised. And I'm quite sure the money that's being raised is not even going to be able to be pocket because of the lawyer fees that's going to have to be paid out, because this is a high profile case now. But this kid does not deserve to lose his whole entire life based on a decision made out of fear. Not a decision made out of hate, not a decision made out of malice, a decision made out of fear. And let's keep this in mind. Austin Metcalf and Hunter Metcalf was attending another high school. Karmelo Anthony attends Centennial High School. He was there for the purpose for a track meet. He didn't go there with the intent to harm or kill anyone. Unfortunately, the incidents that took place on April the 2nd of 2025 led to this young man having to face scrutiny alongside his family, and they have not even indicted the case yet. And like I said, I don't think that they should indict the case. But if they are, he is due a just due trial. He is due the proper trial with the proper jurors. He has no record. He's always maintained being a straight A student, as well as they spoke of Hunter Metcalf. Well, this kid, Karmelo Anthony, is the same as well. He has no history of violence. He has no history of bullying or anything of the sort. Like I said, guys, I'm going to continue to follow this case. I take this case personally. I am a mother of boys. I can only imagine what this mother is feeling. Even when I listened to her at the press conference, I literally felt her pain in my chest. Like I felt it. Like I understood that. You know what I mean? I know what that looks like. You know what I'm saying? Because as a mother, you're out here just trying to make a best environment for your kids. And yeah, your children may make mistakes, but you just never want your kids to make the type of mistakes that can cost them their whole entire lives. And that's what that mother is up against. Losing her child that she know is a good child. And she know his intent wasn't that. Because like she said, he comes from a two-family home. We put God first in everything we do. He's never been abused, battered, nothing. We worked hard to be able to live in the area that we live in, to provide our kids to go to the what we think are the best schools. And it's hurtful because look, a family is now going to be torn apart because Carmelo Anthony is going to have to deal with what he will have to deal with, and then his mother and his father and his sisters and his brothers, they're going to deal with that same pain. So, as well as the Metcalf family, sorry for their loss and my condolences. I wish that they had to not have to bury their child at all. So, my condolences do go out to that family. But my regards also goes out to the Carmelo Anthony family. Because if this kid loses his life through to the justice system, then you might as well say condolences to him too. So 2 lives has been taken. But when you get down to the heart of everything that occurred, understanding that with the action you make, it's a reaction. You just don't know what the reaction is going to be. So be mindful of the choices and the actions that you're choosing to make. Say it again, because you don't know what the reaction is going to be. You don't know what that outcome is going to look like. And if Hunter Metcalf would have been vibing and doing his thing and not worrying about Carmelo Anthony sitting there underneath the tarp trying to not get wet from the rain, The reality is, none of this would have happened. And he would have never lost his life. And he would have probably been in a football game or in the next track meet. I always hear and I always say it, prevention better than cure, prevention better than cure. Well, let's keep this so real. This situation could have definitely been prevented. And there's no cure for death because when you're gone, you're gone. But could it have been prevented? 100%. But let's keep it real. We need to talk to our children. And it's not okay to bully. It's not okay to walk around the world feeling entitled. It's not okay, especially bullying, because we lose a lot of children every day that you don't even hear about through bullying. Okay? Whether they're getting beat up to death or whether they can't take the bullying and they're hanging themselves up. So when I tell you that these parents out here, that if you see that your child has a streak of certain behaviors, yeah, you need to probably nip that in the butt, because that's not okay for your child to be able to feel that it's okay to walk around society behaving in that type of behavior, invading people's private space and touching them and grabbing them and telling them what they have to do and making them no. And I always understood this for one thing. It'll be a fearful person to take you out, because it'll be that person that's so scared that they don't want you to hurt them, that they don't even realize that they're trying to protect themselves, that you end up getting the back end. And I really truly feel this is what took place when it came down to Hunter Metcalf. And like I said, I have no biases. I truly just feel bad for both of the families, but I don't feel like two lives need to be lost based on this situation and how it took place. First Lady OG, what's your thoughts and what's your feelings after everything you're hearing right now? First Lady OG might have stepped away from her computer, but yeah, I just wanted to definitely come
Apologies,
in.
y'all. I'm here, y'all.
Okay. So I was just trying to get your insight on what you were feeling in regards to just, the whole situation. I put in my input on how I feel about it. So I'm gonna turn the mic over to you.
Um, Again, I want to say condolences to the family that has to bury their child, and I want to send peace, love, and light to the family that has to stand with their child. Um, as a parent, you always lead with your heart and opposed to your mind. And I have a son that just came from doing 5 years in the system. And when you think of certain things, using your heart as a mom is definitely just what you're going to do. But sometime it comes to a point where you need to use your mind and opposed to your heart. And that's when it's hard, because I always tell my children, I'm always going to have your back. I'm always going to go to bat for you. But let's remember certain things. You got to always tell me the truth. Now we know what the truth is here. But the truth still is, in all the feelings we may have, the fact of the matter is that somebody still lost a life. Yes, it was senseless, but it again just was something to me that I feel that was not taken care of when it was really happening. As the problem arose, it wasn't dealt with. Like my father used to tell me that about a car. When something goes wrong with your car, fix it right away. Because when you don't fix that, in turn, something else happens. Now you can't fix them both, or you can only fix one. Something still broke. Now that's going to mess up something else. And lo and behold, you have a catastrophe, which again is look at what we're looking at. He was scared. He reacted out of fear. But then yet again, still someone is dead. Do I think he should go and lose his whole life? No, I do not. Because I do believe in self-defense, and I do feel for bullies, and I do understand fear. And my father always taught me that. A scared person will take you quickly. Because then when they react fast out of fear, yep, somebody might end up dead, unalived. Excuse me, YouTube. Love you too, Rob. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you back. Why you to the bag, but you still sharing with us, so we appreciate it. My son, I always told my sons, you can come to me with blood on your hands, and I am going to back you. You must tell me the truth. Now, I wasn't as in tune or knowledgeable with the true law as I am now. So years ago, I would say, tell me the truth. I got your back no matter what. When we're done, I feel like the jury would also feel they would have did the same thing you did. But at the end of the day, we must still recognize that if there's one thing in this world, when you live in love, taking a life is the one thing that you should never do. But again, when someone's scared, he has the defense of temporary insanity as far as I'm concerned, or out of his original or regular thinking, because you have him in fear. Not only are you pressing him, you're embarrassing him, you're opening him up. Get out of here before I move you. And then you go and grab your hands like you're about to throw him out there in the rain, and he reacted. You died. And it's a bad situation. But I need everybody to still understand. No, I don't. I think he should have self-defense, and I think the bullying and the fear also should definitely play a part. Some type of probation, some type of programming, because to me the system isn't set up to give the reform that they're supposed to regardless. So at the end of the day, at Auntie house with a situation like this, I'm looking at more for him to understand, like, yeah, you could take it as a prison sentence term, whatever, but you have to come and be a part of this every day. You must be a part of this program. You must understand. Do I feel like he already has the remorse? My thing is that he's got to live with what he's done the rest of his life. If his home front wasn't as strong as it is, we could have lost him already to his own hands. Just because his life was so set up and structured for him to be successful. And fear has turned his life and family's life upside down. 10 minutes tops. Whole life different. This is why I say big time to my children and to those who I mentor. Mismanagement of your emotions could end it for you. You have to learn how to control and manage your emotions. Stop telling your little boys, stop telling your young men, stop telling your sons
Unknown caller.
that they can't cry. Stop telling them that they can't show their emotions. Stop making it seem as if they cannot hurt. Men hurt too. Boys hurt too. And you have to let them know that it's okay for them to show their emotions. It's okay, because when they keep it and hold it in for so long, and then when they grow up and run into a situation with, it could take one person, it could be one thing, and then all of a sudden they, remember the show Snapped? Snap, because they've been holding in emotions for so long. We got to get better as parents, as friends, family. We just got to get better with communication, if I can say that, because communication is not just speaking, it's body language, it's all of that. It's all of that. So we have to get better with communicating with each other, with communicating with ourselves, with communicating with our bodies, understanding that your body talks to you. When there's a fever, stop getting so worried like it's something wrong. If you have a fever, know your body's working. Something within the cipher doesn't belong there, and your body is going to do what it needs to do to release it. Whether it sets it on fire, burns it up, brings it out as pimples or rashes through the skin, the body is getting rid of what doesn't belong there and what it does not want. And that's communication. Look in your eyes, look in the mirror. Your eyes are looking yellow. You might have liver situations. You have a lot of red on the bottom of the top of your eyes. You may have parasites in the brain. You need to learn to communicate, not only with yourself, but with others. If this young man was able to say, but his parents knew he was bullied. So when you really start chopping this thing down, if you want to say this person could have did this and he could have did that and he could have did this, we can do that. We can do that like a spider. Because as I listen to the mom and she breaks me down when she's talking about her son, but then she says she known he was bullied. So how did you handle that situation? Did you go to the school? Did you find out who's bullying? Do the people in school know? Or did you just say, you can't walk around like that? Use this for protection. You're not supposed to be scared. I don't know. I don't know. We don't know. So we really can't assume. We can only give our opinion on how we see things turning out, but always remember the media only shows you what they want you to know. The realness of what I'm saying in this conversation. How did you control when you found out? How did you handle when you found out he was being bullied? As they said, they were very structured. They had God first, this, that, and the third. And it's not against the family. But when you're so structured, there may be little things that fall under the wayside. Or not even that. You just think as a mom, you handled it properly. It can't be that kind of bullying. Well, we know our son is not that. Do you know that? Maybe not a knife. Maybe it could have been self-defense class to learn karate or something like, and then he would have just broke his arm or broke his leg or cracked a rib. Like I can go on forever. But when I say y'all, when y'all really look at stories, and if you're going to look at stories and break down a story, look at it all the way around. I sometimes, yes, do play the devil's advocate, not to cause any controversy, but just to make sure you have to look at the situation all the way around. Don't tell me what I should be doing or how I should be saying my shoes feel if you never put them on. You put my shoes on and you walk a few years. You wouldn't make it out the door because my shoes don't fit because they're not yours. So at the end of the day, we could all sit in our respectful homes and say what we want to say about people and how people handle things. So with our collective opinion, we all know Karmelo was in fear. He has been bullied previously. We do know he comes from a good home. And do I think he intentionally wanted to take that boy's life? No, but he did. So I want y'all to be mindful, because these are the situations that come up, and then the justice system brings the hammer down however they're going to bring it, and then we out in the streets burning up our stores and cities, and beating each other up and looting and stealing and doing all kind of shit that has nothing to do with the situation at hand. Don't burn up the stores. Let's have some committees and some teams that go run and sit down with the justice system and say, how can you do this? There's a way to handle things. And until we learn how to control our emotions, it's hard, because you got zombies and everything else running around, and people are being vaccinated, and they're drinking liquor, and they're taking all kind of drugs to make them of self. And these are the things that are happening. Who knows? The boys that bully, they could get high and feel like Superman and just go out there and bother people. Now one of them lost their life. Now this one is crying like he wasn't part of the bully posse. Like it's so many ways we could go with this story and break down each individual and go back to childhood. And I'm talking about to the parents, to the family, and everything. But to do it as a whole, this is a sad situation in our community. Instead of us looking at and being able to praise Karmelo for being a honor student for all of these years and going through what he's going through, and shout out to the family that stayed together, that raised a very good young man. Now all of a sudden he's a piece of shit to the whole world, because what? Nobody knew his underlying fears. Nobody knew his trauma. He reacted. Somebody has lost their life. And now what? Fuck him because the boy died? No. I don't know what to say, y'all. I just feel like I could go on with this forever. I don't know what to say, because I have so many different feelings about so many different things. So therefore, I need to land this plane, or I will be in Puerto Rico with it. So let me go ahead now.
I agree with OG 100%. Forgive me, guys. I had stepped away because my baby girl just came through the door. But yes, I feel like the same sentiments. I think we all are on the same wavelength when it comes down to just understanding how much support we gotta pour into the inner youth. And like she said, just teaching them that facts over emotion. Um, with that being said, y'all, this is the Honesty Podcast with your girl Word. Of course, the First Lady OG. We will be back in the building because y'all, I have something that I want to talk about because it is bothering me. It is genuinely bothering me. So I definitely want to come back and jump on a live with you guys and definitely discuss this topic because not for nothing, it's truly bothering me, and it's a little bit gossipy, y'all. It's a little bit of gossipy, you know what I mean? We're gonna get a little gossipy, okay? But when I tell y'all, I'm about to actually post the live as soon as I get off of here so that you guys can make sure that you touch that notification bell to be notified. Listen, Hank the Hillbilly, Sleepy Rob, even Sonia, I'm gonna need y'all to come and hit this panel. I'm gonna actually open up the panel. I'm gonna drop the link, y'all. So y'all feel free to come on up. I would love to just hear y'all voices, but don't worry, it's no rush, no rush. I understand that everybody takes their time. So it's no rush, it's no rush. But I still appreciate you guys when you guys are in the comments and you drop in the comments in the comment section for me. So it's all good. But yeah, y'all, I love you guys so much. Thank you for the continuous support. Like I told you guys before, I cannot do this without you guys. You guys are definitely making it possible. Currently, right now, I am making baby steps. I am currently on the road to 500 subs. I'm currently at 307 subs. So, if you like me and you like my content, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And like I told y'all know I got the Odyssey 2.0. I have not been able to get over there as of yet to actually revamp the channel, but that's going to be my channel where I'm going to actually take you guys on trips with me. So I'll be doing a lot of uploading. I will be doing a lot of vlogging on that channel. Yeah, stay tuned. I may be even doing a few get readies with me on Theodicy 2.0. So we could get a little personal so y'all can see me, I can see y'all, we can vibe, you know what I mean? Yeah, I get the vibe. But like I said, peace, love, and light from my family to yours. I know the First Lady OG had to step away for a moment. I'm not sure
I'm here.
how. Okay, perfect. So yeah, First Lady OG, I'm gonna hand the mic over to you. And like I said, y'all, I love you guys. Peace, love, and light to all of you. Y'all already know. Can't do it without ya.
All right. I want to say again, with that being said, remember facts over feelings and faith over fear. That's what I will leave you guys with today. Remember, I am the voice, the visualizer of opportunities for inner city everywhere. Please go to firstladyent.com. Make sure that you subscribe to at I Am Auntie House. Emotions, feelings, everything. All your feelings are valid. But just because your feelings are valid does not give you the right to disregard the facts. So again, until next time, thank you for everybody that supports this channel as a whole and supports us each individually. We appreciate y'all. First Lady, OG, the voice. Faith over fear, facts over feelings. Peace, love, and light to you and yours if you never heard it. OG said it.
Peace. Hold on, y'all. Before I leave out, hold on.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Love my daughters. She says sound smooth, got the city on a vibe with that justice in her name is where the truth comes alive. From the headlines to the block, she's got her ear to the ground, serving news that's real with a beat and a sound. Word on the street, justice in the air, bringing you the truth with the Caribbean flair. Celebrities to community, big stories and small. Word brings a light so you don't feel the fall. A calm in the storm with that urban kick. She's got style and grace like a journalistic trick. From the heart of the city to the outskirts wild, she captures the world like a camera doll. Word on the street, justice in the air, bringing you the truth with the Caribbean flair. Celebrities to community, big stories and small. Word brings a light so you don't feel the fall. Calling the storm with that urban kick. She's got style and grace like a journalistic trick. From the heart of the city to the outskirts wild, she captures the world like a camera dial. Word on the street, justice in the air, bringing you the truth with the Caribbean flair. Celebrities to community, big stories and small. Word brings a light so you don't feel the fall. She paints a shade that aren't black or white. In the ink of her stories, there's always some light. No matter where you are, you'll hear her call, echoing the truth, standing tall. Word on the street, justice in the air, bringing you the truth with the Caribbean flair. Celebrities to community, big stories and small. Word brings a light so you don't feel the fall.
Thank you guys. Love you. Peace, love, and light.